So whichever way you look at it, Liverpool have a parting gift for Jurgen Klopp, or Jurgen Klopp has a parting gift for Liverpool because he's the mastermind of this win. Chelsea have lost to Liverpool in their Carabao Cup final, and Chelsea have bottled it. This is the best way to put it. Chelsea have bottled it. This is the best way, the best time to beat a Liverpool side that has so many injuries. I'm talking to star players like Trent Alexander-Arnold, Mohamed Salah, Darwin Núñez. Thiago hasn't really been instrumental, but he's a big name and he's out of it. They have quite a number of players out of this team, and they still managed to win against Chelsea. Against a Chelsea side that also has injuries. But when you look at that injury list, the only players that you think can walk into this Chelsea team would be Reece James. Cucurella wouldn't. Lavia wouldn't. It's a stronger Chelsea side. On paper, that is when you look at the Chelsea team for the entire season and how Mauricio Pochettino has shaped his, his team on the pitch every single, time this season. You get the feeling this is like a very, very good Chelsea team against a weakened Liverpool team. And that's why you will think Chelsea have bottled it. Because Liverpool have been strong. Yeah, the first matchup between these two teams at Stamford Bridge proved that Chelsea actually can go toe-to-toe with Liverpool. And I think that's what happened in this game. The other one against Anfield, 4-1, no way out of it. But in this particular game, when Liverpool were missing a number of their key players, you'd have thought that Chelsea would actually take the game to them. They did in some parts of it, and it comes down to how Chelsea do not know how to take their chances and how things go against Chelsea, left, right, centre, in front of goal. They just lose it. Gallagher was very, very guilty at some point in there. And I think that Mauricio Pochettino would be beating himself because every single time Chelsea have a bad result, the fans turn on him. He's not good enough. He's not Chelsea quality. He's not Chelsea's level. He's not Chelsea standard. He should be, booted out of the club. But every time Chelsea win, then the good voices and the good praises also come out again. He's good. He needs to be given time. You must feel for Mauricio Pochettino. He must have done everything possible. And, if you put a Jose Mourinho in this team or in charge of this team before this final, you would hardly see him pick a different team, considering it was Petrovic, it was Malo Gusto, Disasi, Colwell, Chilwell. In midfield, you had Caicedo, Enzo, Gallagher. And then in attack, there was Sterling. There was Cole Palmer that has done very, very good work. And I mean, when you look at this team, you're asking yourself, what really could have been different? I don't really see much, except for people who maybe think Nkunku maybe could have started. Maybe throwing players like Lavia and all. But the thing is, Chelsea are in the same team. At the start of the season, though, if you told me that Chelsea would get to the final of the Carabao Cup and the League Cup, that is, and they would also be 11th at this point in the season, I would say failure, big failure. Pochettino, no, we are not accepting that. But I think at this point, we know just how difficult the job is. We know just how difficult the path has been for Pochettino and, of course, for the rest of the Chelsea team. And we can imagine what things would look like going forward. That is, if the last 5 games or so is anything to go by. Chelsea have shown some improvement. And, I mean, give it to them. This is another draw against Liverpool. Although, like I said, it's against a weakened Liverpool side. But I'll still say it's a draw against Liverpool, except in the extra time, Chelsea lost it. Seriously, how many times have Chelsea lost in the cup final, domestic cup final? 6 consecutive times. And that is a record for an English club. 6 consecutive times that a club has lost domestic cup finals. Wow. I mean, before finals, I think we may have, a certain promise to ourselves, or the players, the different generations of players have made some promises to themselves not to delight the fans. Because, I mean, explain that to me. How? I think 3 of them have been against Liverpool, against Jurgen Klopp. He's been a thorn in our flesh. Thank God he's leaving. But talk about Liverpool and Jurgen Klopp, and I think that this will be a big miss for Liverpool, considering just what he's built, the kind of players he's used. He's not exactly had world-class players in every position since he took charge in 2015. But he's been able to get Liverpool playing world-class football. The way they're able to grind results sometimes, the way they're able to thrash teams, come from behind. It's been miracle after miracle, great work after another great work. Season after season, he's still fighting, for trophies, battling the very best in England and in Europe. Jurgen Klopp, when he leaves, he sets a very high bar at Liverpool that I don't know which manager comes in and replicates that. Xabi Alonso is doing well at Leverkusen, but it's a totally different club, Liverpool, isn't it? If he comes back, I don't know if he's able to replicate that. For the Liverpool fans, I know you have been delighted in the last 6 years, 7 years, whatever, how many years he's been at the club. But this just might be the time where you start asking yourself, are you able to relive this level of success every single year after Jurgen Klopp? I'm not saying you'll be like a Man United. I pray you become, or you'll be like a Chelsea. I pray you become. But I think that you've enjoyed great success under Jurgen Klopp. And even if this is the only trophy he wins, he still has a couple more he can win. But even if this is the only trophy he wins, at least it's a parting gift. It's something that marks success at the end of a very good tenure at the club. And I love him for it. I've loved his work at Liverpool. The way Chelsea have lost this and the way Liverpool have won this goes to show, the football under Jurgen Klopp. It's a never say die, it's a never give up attitude. And I really, really, really love the football under Jurgen Klopp. It's not always been pretty, but it's been efficient. It's typical German tactics where the result matters, and that's all you need, really. For Chelsea, and I come back to it, I think we are struggling. We are struggling big time. And I think it's something that almost every Chelsea fan knows. At this point in the season, we know that this is one trophy that we should have won, could have won, and should have definitely gone to the end of the season knowing that we won something. But here we are, nothing to show for it because, we all know Premier League is out of reach. It's never been in question. The FA Cup is another difficult one. I never rule Chelsea out of getting to cup finals. Trust me. But this FA Cup run can be very difficult, especially as the next game for Chelsea is in the FA Cup against Leeds United on Wednesday. I don't know how Chelsea react to this one. It's going to be really tricky, knowing that you lost a cup final. How do you pick yourself up and able to beat a decent championship team that also have found wins? It's a tricky one. And I don't know if Chelsea are able to get the win against Leeds United. If they do, maybe the confidence would have come back. But even that, there are still some very strong teams in the FA Cup this season. And I don't know how Chelsea negotiates some of these teams. Already coming to the League Cup final was very, very difficult, having to go through Middlesbrough the way we did, having to go through Newcastle United the way we did, and then to Liverpool. It's painful. It's painful the way Chelsea lost it, especially knowing that Chelsea created enough chances to have probably won this particular one and should have won this one. And the way they lost it and considered a goal at the very dying minutes of this game, I don't know what to say. I genuinely don't know what to say. And it's what football is at this point and what Chelsea is at this point. What Chelsea fans must accept at this point, that the club cannot compete at the highest level. If Chelsea had met maybe a Newcastle, maybe an Aston Villa, maybe a Middlesbrough, any of those mid-table teams in the final, maybe then Chelsea had a chance. But once Chelsea meets a top club like Liverpool, a top team like Manchester City, in the final, it's almost impossible, especially in the last 2 years. And that is where the pain is. We don't know where the club goes on from here. This would have been like a get out of jail free card for Mauricio Pochettino, where he could have easily convinced the fans at the end of the season. You know what? Look back to February where I won you the cup against Liverpool. There are more great things I can do. I really don't know what he tells the fans at the end of the season, except for the fact that it's still a transitional period and Chelsea are still rebuilding and things could get better and so on. I just think that Chelsea would struggle a little bit to even get a replacement for Pochettino, because how many top coaches are there available? Yes, there's Antonio Conte, there's Thomas Tuchel, but really these are managers who aren't coming back to Chelsea, and Chelsea aren't going back for. Except Chelsea wants to go back for managers of the ilk of Graham Potter. There are too many of them out there. But is that what Chelsea want? Chelsea should be punching above Mauricio Pochettino, but how many of them are available? And that's where we are as a club. And also looking at the profile of the players and the squad we have, it really is going to be a very tough summer. We'll discuss that later. But for now, it's a very, very, very difficult time to be a Chelsea fan. And another pain against a Liverpool team that celebrates right in our faces. They've won the FA Cup against us. They've won the Carabao Cup twice against us in 3 years. And I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I mean, it's where we are. It's our level, and we must accept it. But I must tell you, this is Chelsea bottling a chance to win a major trophy. And it's against, and the reason I say that once again is because this is not the strongest Liverpool side. Some might argue it's not the strongest Chelsea side, but it's still a stronger Chelsea side on paper, as we saw it against Liverpool, on Sunday. And another chance gone. We blew it. We blew it. We blew it. But yeah, this is another edition of, TN Dugout. My name is Thierry Nyann. Thank you very much for joining me. So remember to subscribe. You just have to punch this button and you'll subscribe. And if you want more videos, you can also hit this button, to get more from TN Podcast. There's the TN Dugout, and I'll catch you some other time.